the dam, the whatever you want to call it, when Mr. Berger transitioned, Mr. Roger Williams stepped up there, man, and filled a void, like impossible shoes to fill. And he stepped in there, and I just, hats off, man. I mean, really, truly, I just, wow. Okay, I'm just blessed. And so, Ms. Deon Stevens, I don't know what else to say about you. That's just, you just who you are. Incredible. Thank you very much. I mean, what a way to start off for Wednesday. Of course, the incredible Miss Tanisha Glass is here this evening, folks, and we know we can't say enough words about her. And then here's that baritone, Mr. Nate Hines, just coming on strong, man, and just what an introduction. And so I think I'm ready to do this tonight, and I feel like I am. I've been praying about this message, and this message has been sort of formulating me in the last couple of days, because if you'd asked me, could I have done this, of course, Saturday, Sunday, I would have said no. If you'd asked me Monday, I probably would have said no. And in fact, I debated even being here tonight, but I talked myself into it. I said, you can do it, because I did a little Zoom last night with Mr. McNeil and the Global Freedom Chasers, and I managed to get through that 15 or 20 minutes, and I held it together pretty good, so I felt like I could pull this one off too. So number one, I want to welcome everybody who's joined us on Facebook. You know, we're on goldrocks.info, so you can see us there as well. But I'm also streaming live on Facebook at this time, folks. I want to get this message out. I call this Focus on the Blessings. Focus on the blessing, because, of course, you know, under the circumstances, I had to how do you focus? How do you focus on a blessing when tragic things happen in your life, when things come to distract you? One of the things I've been feasting on Dr. Miles Monroe all this week, and Dr. Miles Monroe said, when you're given a dream, when you've given an assignment, excuse me, we're given an assignment from birth. Our job is our work is to discover what that assignment is. The challenge, once you discover that assignment and you discover that dream, then the universe, for those not God-fearing, the universe is going to test the authenticity of that dream. Do you really want that thing you talk about? Do you really want to get out of debt? Do you really want to pay off your bills? Do you really want to leave that job? I mean, once for all, do you really want to claim this thing we talk about all the time called freedom? I'm going to preach a sermon tonight, okay? The authenticity will be tested. That's why all these challenges come along. And the bigger the dream, the bigger the test. And the bigger the reward on the other end, folks, the bigger the test. I've said for the last 30 years, when I get your way, I've always said, in every adversity lies a seed of equal greater benefit. Okay, that was tested in me. I said to myself, oh my God, I'm gonna have to dig deep to find this one. I'm gonna have to dig, I haven't found it yet, but I'm digging. So I'm getting attitudes, I'm digging, because it's got to be in there. One I've already discovered. I said, what is, she's in a better place, so move on. Okay, Sherry Brown, I'm not telling people to move on. Because of course we learned this morning, that's not the right word. So I'm never gonna move on from the experience, but I can move forward, okay? Because the experience will be the rest of my life. So focus on the blessings. So this is just a reminder call tonight for us to sort of stop, slow down, and focus. Because we all have these dreams, we all have these things we want, and sometimes pursue those things, we forget about the things that we have, okay? And so I said, number one, write this down. The first thing, the things that money can't buy. The most valuable things that we all have in this life are the things, truly, folks, that money can't buy. We can get so obsessed sometimes about the money, and because we talk about it, that's our business. We're in the business of pursuing money, but it's not money we're pursuing. We're pursuing that purpose God put us here, and money follows, and we're pursuing the ultimate goal of that money is freedom. And freedom doesn't mean you don't work. Freedom doesn't mean you lie on the beach to do nothing. Freedom comes, you find that purpose that God has for your life, and you never have to work again. I have done work in the last 25 years since I've been free, but I have not worked. I have done work, but I have not done a job. Dr. Miles Monroe said to me, said, a job is what you get paid to do. Work is what you were born to do. And when you find what you were born to do, you never have to do a job again. When you find what you were born to do, you look forward to doing it every single day. You wake up in the morning, you giddy about doing it. You look forward. Look, when I start to talk about this business, it can take my mouth all the things that's going on in the world. I get excited. Why? Because this is my work. Okay? So what are those things that we take for granted sometimes? The first one is your health. It was given to us, most of us. Absolute excellent health was given to the majority of us on this planet at birth. There are some who have some circumstances, some situations. I understand that. But for the majority of us, we're given health at birth. We're given hearing, we're given eyesight, we're given vision, we're given good health, good heart, good lungs. We're given the ability to be mobile, to hear, to speak. We're given all that stuff at birth for free. And let me tell you, no matter how much money you make in GS Partners, you can't buy those things. You can't buy those things. Money can make you comfort. As the scripture says, money answers all things. Money can increase your comfort if you have difficulty in those areas, but money cannot buy those things. When my son got diagnosed at a year and a half with Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism, I realized he would never necessarily speak and connect with other people do on this planet. I remember saying on the Freedom Call 20 years ago, I would take $1 billion. If you say here's $1 billion, which one do you take, $1 billion or $5 billion, or for your son to be classified, to be as other humans, to speak, to communicate, to touch, to feel as other humans can? I said, give it to him now. You keep the money. Money couldn't fix that problem. Money can't fix the millions of kids all over this world with autism right now. Money can't fix that problem. Okay? Money couldn't fix Valerie. 10 years. My wife is out of pain now. 10 years. Most don't know that. Keep it together. Money can't fix when you have health issues, things that's beyond the money. Money comfort. Money can get you the best physician, but if it's something the physician can't fix, money is not the answer. So focus on being the fact that you are healthy. The fact that, we got hundreds of people on this call. That's a blessing. You have the ability to literally be on this call, to hear and to see what's being said tonight that could perhaps change your life. It's a blessing. We have the technology that with all this COVID stuff going around, that you can sit in the comfort of your home, no fear of contacting disease, and listen to this information that can impact your life and make you free, make you wealthy, whatever is your goal, your dream, your aspiration may be. Money can't buy you family. If you were born into an excellent family with an intact, so-called intact family, money did not buy that. You were born with that. If you were born with a mother and father intact situation, a marital situation, a perfect man, money can't buy that. I joked all the time, said, man, as I grew up, became an adult, I thought I had challenges as a young person. There were some money challenges, but I realized those money challenges were minor. They were nothing. In my family, I had a mother, a father, came in one day and wondered where my father was and wondered if he was coming home. I realized what a blessing. What a blessing is to be raised by a mother and father that you never for one day doubted if they love you. That never crossed my mind. What a blessing. I got 7 wonderful brothers and sisters, but never crossed my mind if they love me or not. Some of you got that, and we'll take that for granted. I guarantee you the person who don't, that person who's raised by a single mom or a single dad, they don't take the fact of an intact family for granted. They don't take that. That you have a brother or sister care about you, all give is one. And for God's sake, if you have a brother or sister that you for some reason can't get along with, squash that nonsense and figure out a way to reconcile. I say that to you. I know that's not easy, but I'm just suggesting it to you. You do what you got to do. But it's too late when they've crossed over. It's too late to say, I wish I had. So the time to do it is now. Okay? You can't buy that. Okay? When that news hit me the other day, within an hour, I had 3 sisters and my mother in my face. Okay? Money can't buy that. Family. Your relationships with friends. Money can't buy that. Money can't buy that. Money can't buy the relationship I have with Mr. Delco. Oh, we made a lot of money. Now, make no mistake about it, brother, in the last several years, we done made some money. But I truly believe in my heart, our relationship is way beyond money. Okay? Because the first call I made was to my sister. And the second call I made was to Mr. Delco. You think about that for a minute. And only reason the first call was made to my sister is I don't want to drop the news on my mother. I told my sister first and let her ease that information to my mother. And then the second call I made was to Mr. Delco. Relationships, friendships, business partners, and start to understand that all relationships are not forever, but don't take that time and that relationship for granted. And some relationships for a season, some are for a reason, but we can learn something from every single individual relationship. I've had a relationship forever in this business. You heard Mr. Nahas, and I don't take any relationship for granted. Val used to tease me. She said, you never let anybody go. She said, how do you do that? 5, 10, 20, 30 years later, you still, I said, because I value every single individual in every single relationship. Okay? They can let me go, but I won't let them go. Okay? Yes, I met Mr. Nahas 25 years. He was a young man. I mean, that picture in my head is still so clear as he walked out of my house, 3812 Salty Trail. I'll never forget it. He walked out of the house. You know? And he was one of the many people that paraded through the house. Okay? In search of a dream, got a dream. You already had the dream. When I met him, you already had the dream. As a young man, I already had the dream. Don't take relationship for granted. Okay? My wife and I met at 19 years old. All I asked for was some of her time. I wanted a date. Like most young men, I wanted a date. That was 47 years ago. On March 10th will be our 42nd wedding anniversary. Relationships, don't take relationships for granted. 19 years we met, been married 42 years, and 37 of those years were spent in this business. Totally sold out to it. Not a card carrying member. We don't have 30 years experience, 1 year experience 37 times. We were sold out from the time we got in. We were sold out on this idea of freedom. That's what about relationships. And then the fourth point is this first segment talking about is the only thing you have. I said, focus on the blessed. Blessed is your health. Blessed is your family. Blessed is all the relationships you have and have had in the past. Reconnect with people. Build bridges. Reconnect with people you've had a sour relationship with. Try to mend that fence and move on. Okay? And then the thing I said, because the only thing we have, folks, is time. It's time. Okay? And time is precious. So I want to say focus on your time. Focus on blessing or focus on what? The things the money can't buy. The second thing is focus on time. Do you understand? I call time the great equalizer. Time is the only thing that every single person is born is given in equal proportion. I don't know if you ever thought about it, no matter who you are, no matter what ethnicity you are, no matter what background you come from, everybody has 24 hours a day. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. Everybody has 1,440 minutes. I don't care if you were abused, not abused, taken advantage of, born in a poor environment, no matter what, no matter how, everybody has 1,440 minutes, 24 hours in a day. Everybody. It is the great equalizer. Okay? The question is, what are you going to do with that time that you have left? First question is, what have you done with the time that you have? And the second question is, what are you going to do with the time that's left? You said, what does it got to do with business? Everything in the world. Everything in the world. Okay? How are you using those minutes? And the reason I want to talk about minutes, because see, we take minutes for granted like we take pennies for granted. Most people right now, they see a penny on the ground and walk right by it. Okay? And we do the same thing with our minutes. Those minutes adds up into hours, which adds up into days. 1,440 minutes. The question ask yourself every day, am I using those minutes that God has given me? Because no amount of promise has been made as to how many minutes you really have. Okay? No amount of promise. No amount. We don't have any idea. I love you. So let me think about it for a week. You don't have a week. You need to make a decision tonight. If you're listening for the first time tonight, you don't have a clue. We take for granted the minutes. We take for granted. We procrastinate things that we need to be doing right now. The only time you have is right now. The past is yesterday. The only time you have is right now. Right now, right now, right now, right now. Okay? We think we can do it later. We think we can do it next week. We think we can make up for lost time. When the time is lost, it's gone. It's gone. Okay? I got no warning, my wife. Believe me, when I said no one, I wasn't shocked. I mean, death is a part of life. The shock for me was, it was no warning, no formal goodbye. It was like, hey, taking my baby to the hospital one more time. That's 5 times this month. She was taken to the hospital last month by the ambulance 5 times. You don't know about that. Still been in my business in between. 5 times. Going to the hospital, her sitting in the hospital parking lot over and over. Folks, I don't know. And the last time I took her to the hospital, my mind's gonna be just like all the other times. I'm gonna go back and get my baby in a couple of days back home. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna overcome this. Gone just like that. I'm getting better now because the shock was Thursday and Friday. I said, wait a minute. You mean it's gone? 47 relationship, boom, gone like that. So the question I ask you is, what have you done at the time you got? So if you're 20 years old, what have you done with that time? I listened to Dr. Miles Monroe. He's talking about people, he was, got successful very young, 35, 40 years old. He said, wasn't young. He said he started reading scriptures, 12 years old, discovered his purpose at 16. While other people were playing, so other kids out there playing basketball or playing football or going to the movies, he was home studying scripture. He was home reading, preparing and reading, preparing. He had this vision for his ministry. He was 16 years old. What are you doing with your time? He talked about the books we read, the things we put in our mind, what are we doing with our time? But that's the past. Don't let the past hinder you. Now that you understand that, the question is, what are you going to do with the time you have left? What are you going to do the rest of the night? What are you going to do tomorrow? I mean, do you have a written out plan? Do you know exactly what you're going to do with tomorrow? Mary Kay Ash, the founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, said that every day for 40 years, she wrote a thing to do list before she went, a thing to do list for the next day before she went to sleep. Every day. It was a disciplined habit every day. And she put the most important things at the top of the list that must be done the following day. And then she scratched those things off the list, and she would do the most important thing first, then the next thing, then the next thing, the next thing. Why? Because our human ability, we want to do things is fun. See, like, there are important things for me to do within this GS Partners. There are important things for me to do now in life that Valerie used to handle. I've had to make myself a list every night now. Why? Because I got to make sure I do those things that are not what I call fun to do. Mr. Delkin, I'm talking about those left brain analytical kind of things, administrative things that must be done. Okay, must be done. But I love to do? I love talking on the phone with you guys. I love doing 3 calls. I love my work. Doing administrative stuff, that's not my work. It's a part of my work, and Valerie would do that work. But now I got to do that work. You need to make a list too, every single day, of the things that must be done in order to get those things done. Okay? Because if you're not, you're like me. You'll do the fun things. See, there's some analyticals, it's fun organizing the files. It's fun making a list and put them in alphabetical order and put them in the category. Put my school teachers over here, my professors over here, my doctors over here. You got your list organized like crazy, but you haven't called anybody. Your desk look like Taj Mahal. Your desk, you can run a multi-billion-dollar empire out of your office, but you have not picked up the phone yet and called one prospect. Okay, you look good every day you walk out your house. Your hair's neat, your face is neat, your clothes are together, you perfectly coordinated, but you've yet to say hello to a stranger and stick your hand out and say, how? Let me ask you a question. Do you keep your income options open? Hey, have you heard about Bitcoin? You haven't done that yet, but you organize, you straight. Oh, wait a minute, here's one. Boy, you love the power call. You watch the power call like television. Okay? I mean, Monday through Saturday, man, you're on a power call, you shouting, you out wooing, you know everything. And when the power call's over, you hang the phone and go back to watching TV because you haven't made a commitment yet to say, I got to take advantage of this time. You go, well, I'm going to make those phone calls after the Price is Right go off. Yeah, I'm talking to somebody. Woo! Okay. I'm going to make those phone, but don't beat yourself up of it. Give yourself time to grow. Okay. Do you hear me? What will you do now moving forward? Because I'm here as a voice of reason saying, man, nothing's promised. Nothing promised. Life is interesting, man. I had a heart attack 6 years ago. My wife, I was sure I was going to be gone. She'd be here running around. I told the girl, shoot, you'll be here running around for the next, her family gene pool, everybody will be 95, 100 years old. That's the gene pool of her family. He had people in her family who died 91 or 92. And the folks in the family who were 100 said, man, they died young. They was only 91 years old. And that's the trust. That's humans, but that's the flat out truth. Okay? I used to tell them, shoot, Val, you know how your family genes are, man. Now, my family, they'll clock out, 75, 80. I said, man, I mean, look, let's get real, Val. You'll be here 25 years running around. I'll be going, no matter, you don't know nothing. Life is a blink in the eye and it's gone. Okay? People asked me the other day, I was talking to somebody, says, well, how long do you think this opportunity is going to last? I said, I don't know, but I tell you what, I'll make all I can tomorrow. That's what, don't look and say, I'm going to get back to it after this week or that week. Nuh-uh. Do what you got to do now. The company pays you right now. Why? Because the company understands the importance of right now. Nothing's promised. What will you do? So let me tell you how to focus on your business. Focus on the blessings of your business. What? What's your goal? Do you understand what a blessing is to be in an environment, in a community, in a country where you actually can set a goal that the government hasn't set the goal for you? Okay, the boss is setting the goal right now, but we'll get back to that. You can actually set a goal. You still have the free autonomy, especially in this country, autonomy in this country, to set your own goal, to set your own dreams. But here's the challenge, man. I'm gonna keep quoting Dr. Miles Monroe. You know, see, what goes in must come out. What goes in must come out. If you put something in, that's what's gonna come out. Sometimes I don't have anything to say. That's because you haven't put anything in. So you can't put something in, I have something to say. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If you put in whatever you put in here, that's what's coming out. I got a guy, there's a friend of mine on Facebook. You know what he sends me all the time? Half-dressed naked woman. You know what I say to myself? If I can get him off the porn, he'd be okay. Now, I have never talked to the dude in my lifetime. I defriended him recently, but that's another seminar. Okay, why? Because that's all he can post is some half-dressed woman. And I said, why? Because I know what goes in comes out. What goes in comes out. Okay, you can't help it. Okay? So Miles Monroe, man, he broke something down. He said, look. Your job is what you get paid to do. Your work, scripturally, is what God put you here to do. And even in Proverbs, it says, during the daylight, do your job. Do your job. But do not become lazy at night. At night, you do your work. And you do your work that God, you do your work, you do that dream, you do that thing you feel compelled to do, you do your work. Your work is that assignment. And what? Now watch this. Oh boy, it blew me away. Because I mean, I've been living by this, but I had never heard the scripture, and I can't remember the verse that is in. He says, and watch this, and you do your work. Woo! Until your work will support you where you no longer need your job. They never have a job. He said, but when you finish that job for the 8 hours, you then got to go do your work. He started his ministry. He was part-time in his ministry for over a decade. Him and two other guys, part-time for over a decade doing their ministry and had a full-time job. Before he said, but when the ministry was able finally to have them transition to be full-time in the ministry they were doing it. He said, because he followed what the scripture said, and the scripture said you do your job in the daylight and you do your work at night. You don't go home and watch TV and football and basketball. You do your work. So what's your goal? You want to be free? Well, at nighttime, that's when you do your work. If you got a job, you do your work. I've said 1,000 times, work in this business is prime time between 7 and 11 o'clock at night, maybe 12. If you want to go to law, especially work from coast to coast. Anyway, okay. And once you write down those goals, you commit to those goals. You don't commit to me. Don't commit to Mr. Nate Hines, Roger Williams, teacher. Commit to yourself. Commit those goals to you and put them in writing and commit to yourself. This is the thing I shall do. And then I had to focus on those things. And Dr. Miles Rowe said something. He says, good is the enemy of great, and Satan, the enemy, he don't tempt you with sin. He said people are too sharp for that. He tempts you with good. And there's so many people running around doing good that they never become great. There's so many people running around doing good things that they never find the purpose they're here for, because they're doing good things. They're singing in the choir. They're in the church committee. They're in the PTA club. They're in the boosters club. They're doing all these good things, but they're not doing the thing that leads them to greatness, because the thing that will lead them to greatness is the thing that God put them here to do. And they never seek that thing because they're out, got a good job, and they also are doing good. He said, Satan likes you doing good. He likes you doing good stuff. He does not want you to pursue your purpose. He does not want you to pursue something like setting everybody free. You understand? Look, I believe we've been fighting the enemy for 7 years, Wealth Builders Worldwide. We ask me all the time, said, well, what happened to the other company? What happened to, I'm going to be frank. What happened to Dr. Harold Sykes? I said, nothing happened to you guys don't like him. It got nothing to do with like. Okay, I believe the man and the company came under attack. Okay, and this is the result. We're here. That's my personal opinion. You don't have to believe all that. You can believe what you want to believe. I believe some of you are under personal attack. You got to understand that. Okay, you can't defend against that if you don't understand who the enemy is. And we're in a spiritual war. It's not one of flesh and blood. But that's another seminar. I'm not trying to preach too much, Mr. Delco, tonight, but I can't help it because that's where I am. I had to go there because that's the only thing that sustained me through what I'm doing. Focus on your goal. Get committed to that thing. Get focused on what you're doing. Don't let distractions, and say, all the enemy wants to do is distract you. I'm not, see, watch this, folks. Please hear me out. I'm not talking about GS Partners. I'm not talking about network man. I'm talking about your purpose in life, whatever that may be. It may not even be GS Partners. Some of you may be listeners call, you're not even in the business. Okay, but the enemy's job is to distract you from your purpose that will change not just your life, because when you find your purpose in life, you know what you're going to do? You're going to change the lives of thousands of people. Okay, you're going to impact and touch people's lives all over the world, even if you're not even trying. Miss Sherry Brown played a message today related to severe adversity and turn that adversity to a whole cause that's impacting the whole world. Grief, helping people overcome grief. Okay, the same thing happened with MAD, Mother Against Drunk Drive. What happened? A drunk driver killed a child, killed a family, and grieving. She started Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Oh, how about these laws against you can't be driving with alcohol? That one woman created that. One woman created that because of what? Grief. And she changed the world. And got to the point was, man, anyway. So anyway, focus on your business. And I say, don't quit. I've been toying with this talk I wanted to make called Too Stubborn to Quit. People always ask me what I think the difference is between my business and anybody else's business. I said, I believe if you talk to anybody who's truly succeeding in the business, they'll say you're too stubborn to quit. I just didn't quit. Okay, because all the things that are happening in the business, it's like I said, man, we 3 days into the month. And the organization's already done, I guess, over $300,000+ of business 3 days into the month. I'm grieving. Wait a minute, $300,000, that's like $100,000+ a day already. We just getting rolling. We still in pre-launch. Come on, man, give me a break. We're not on trial here. This thing is worth doing. Big time. Okay, does that not do with me? No, I mean, I got started in some of the big things 37 years later. I'm still here. I just didn't quit. I have relations with people around for the last 30 years, 25 years, 20 years, 50 years, 10 years, and 1 month that are in the business. Okay, another reason you don't quit. You don't quit on yourself, but also other people count on you. One of the things that kept me going and it's been in dark times, okay? In the beginning, especially in the first 6, 7, 8, 9 years. One day I sat down and I knew I was on the right track. I was plugged into the books, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Magic of Thinking Big. I was programming myself for success. And somebody asked a question from stage one. They said, if not you, who in your family? If you don't become that first millionaire, who is? Who's on track? Who's in the game? Who's in the game? Who's even attempting and trying? And I'm telling you something, folks, it scared the heck out of me. But I decided going through whole family tree. I just left side, right side, mother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, cousins. I'm going through hundreds of relatives, and not one person was in the game. Not one person was reading the material that led to success. Not one person plugged into any kind of system that talked about how do you become free? How do you create freedom? Not one person. I said to myself, oh my God, if I don't do this, it could be another 100 years of poverty and mediocrity in the family financially if I don't become the one. Now, I know they don't see it that way. They think I'm out here hustling some stuff. Still do, for that matter. But deep down inside, I said, man, I'm on a mission. I got to break this curse. Worrying about money your entire life. I don't mean want no big. I'm talking worrying about peanuts, $500, $200, $300, all that nonsense. I said, give me a break. So now, if you are here plugging, I'm talking to hundreds of people on this call. If you've gotten a key, pick up a book, The Magic of Thinking Big. Pick a book, Think and Grow Rich, Think and Rich Black Choice. Pick a book, The Dream Chaser Manifesto. Learn how to defend your dream and why it's important to have a dream. You pick up a book. Pick up a book. Hollywood's telling us all the time. Almost every movie you see, you talk about the dream. And the typical formula in the dream is a dream, a struggle, and a prize. Now, what Hollywood failed to leave out a lot of time is the true struggle. You just saw a person get a dream, and 2 hours later, got the prize, and he's all happy. No, it's never like that. It's like this, it's like this, it's like this, it's going that way, it's going this way, it's going that way, it's crashing, it's burning. It's crazy. Anyway. If not you, who? And if not, now when? If not you, who? Now, some of you been blessed. Some of you got some people in your family who've been very well off, who've done okay and done financial okay, and you come from the other side of the tracks. But you ask yourself, who in your family right now in a position to look up in 12 to 24 months to be worth $4, $5, $10 million? I guarantee that list is small if there is one. If there is one. And why are you in that position? All you got to do is go get all the G999 coins you need, all the G999 coins you want. I'm talking about all that you want. Don't play around with this thing. Look, you plan, man, every time you buy a hamburger, thank you, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad. Every time you buy a hamburger, your mind should be saying, shit, I could have bought me 100, 200 G999 coins and ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If that's the way it is in your house, that's what you should be looking at. You should be trying to figure out how can you accumulate 1 million coins. I talk about 100,000. I'm lowering the bar. I'm talking about being average. Your goal should be trying to get you to 1 million coins as fast as possible. Why? Because all the coin then got to do is go to $1. And to quote Mr. Delco, what do we get paid to do? We get paid in Bitcoin and Ethereum to the hottest coins, the two hottest coins in the crypto space. We get paid in those 2 coins to promote G999. Good God Almighty. And everything else we got, the telecom, okay? Everything we got, the encrypted email service. Oh my God, the GS Lifestyle card. The coin, I mean, come on. Okay? We got a multi-billionaire backing up everything that we do that has so much concern for us in the field that he would shut down the company for an hour and post my wife, a memorial to my wife picture on the site. 37 years, folks. I've never seen a single company even show that kind of concern, genuine or not. I ain't seen a company had enough common sense to fake that kind of concern. This man took time in his day to be on a Zoom with me. Not just him, not just Mr. Joseph Haidt, but Alex Coaching down. So I'm telling you about the company. I'm talking to you now. Okay, I'm just telling you what happened. I'm on a Zoom with the chairman of the board of the entire company, especially the concern for me and my boys. What's the price on that? Anyway, I was already committed. I was already focused. I'm already giving everything I got. Well, I thought I was anyway. I submit to you right now, mark this day down because you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you, I built a business for the last 7 years, and my wife's been ill, and we got a lot done. Okay, but that's the past. I'm fired up. My son's 36 years. I ain't never quite seen him like this. That joker fired up, man. Ooh, that joker's something else right now. I'm about to get a road dog. Let them lift this COVID and say we can travel. We've done all this in 90 days, folks, and haven't even had a meeting yet. Our last Let's Go weekend had 3,000 plus people. I had a dream 37 years ago. 37 years ago, God said to me, you're going to feel that Coliseum. I'm going to feel that Coliseum. I was 20 years old. So I'm going to feel that Ambrose Coliseum, 12,000 people. Too stubborn to quit. I'm still talking about that right now. Okay. I said we're going to do it before. Look, I'm going to say it until it's done or until I expire. Period. So my work isn't done. People counting. The last time I say I'm done. Focus on changing the world. John Maxwell's book, The Power of Five, Networking, Power of Five. He says we all want to live a life of significance. How do you live a life of significance? You become a world changer. You become a world changer. And doesn't mean you got to become a superstar. You got to become a celebrity. I mean, Miles Monroe dropped so much wisdom. He said, look, fame is fleeting. Fame is like that shooting star across the sky. You see it at night, it goes shh, boom, boom, and nobody remembers it. Become a person of influence and significance. Okay? You become a person of influence. You may never become famous. You become a person of influence where nobody ever forgets. The lady who spoke, I don't remember her name on the Zoom that Miss Sherry Brown on the pre-call she put. I don't remember her name after one talk. I don't remember her name, but I know she's influenced the world and she influenced me. Okay, become a world changer. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I joined a church called World Changers. I think I was a world changer before then, but I truly became a world changer under that message, that impact that one person can have on the world. But in order to become a world changer, the first person must start with yourself. That's why we do our power calls. That's why I talk so much on Wednesday night about personal development, because it starts with you. Everything. Look, Dr. Miles Monroe, man, I'm quoting one more time. I start giving credit maybe one day. I don't know. But I mean, you understand, the man was killed in a plane crash in 2004. And I keep giving him credit because he's speaking to me right now. He said something. He says, you start with yourself because everything you need to become successful, we've been led to believe it's out there. We've been led to believe it's my education. I got to finish high school. We've been led to believe I got to go to college. We've been led to believe I got to go back and get this training. I got to go back. I got to do this. I got to go to real estate school. I got to do professional training. We keep going out there when God gave it to us in birth in here. Everything we need is already in us. We got to dig deep in us to pull that thing out of us. And how do we do it? By reading, by listening, by associating, by getting around other thinkers. Okay? Bill Gates didn't go to school to become a multi-mega billionaire, one of the richest men on the planet. You Jeff Bezos, that thing they created was inside of them. Henry Ford barely out of high school. A bit of legacy that's still here 100 years later. He's gone. Okay, why? It was already in there. And you already got it in you. It's not out there. That's what I say, you got to read a book. While you read and you start self-contemplating, it starts to draw that thing inside of you. You start to come out of your shell. You start to ignore all that nonsense that some teacher or your family or some friend or somebody said you could not do. You start to realize, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens. You start to believe you can do all things. And you got to tell yourself that until it becomes an absolute, undeniable fact in your mind that you can't even hear the noise. You can't see distractions because you've been put here for an assignment and you going after that assignment. And if that assignment is freedom, so you can go do whatever you want to do. Because I've said it a lot of times, networking may not be what you want to do, but it's the job stand between you and your dream. And what does networking do? It puts you in position to have your dream. I mean, I can be dead serious. Hey, look, I know for a fact, okay? I mean, I think I got enough going on that I can chill I can sit around the house and grieve okay, probably the next 30, 60, 90 days, and I'll still probably make, I don't know, $80,000 to $100,000 a month. But I'm not going to do that. And the big reason I'm not going to do that because I believe that talking to you guys helped me go through the grieving process. Now, I believe this is what Val would like me to do, because it was somebody that I called on the team that said, hey, that reminded me, because see, in your grieving process, all that's platitude and all that stuff I talk about all the time, man, I threw that stuff out the window. A third party said, hey, Tyrone, you know what, man? You know she's in a better place, right? I said, oh. You know she's out of pain, right? I said, oh. And then somebody said, well, let me tell you, you know, you did have time to grieve. What do you mean I had time to grieve? Well, for the last 13 days of her life, all Val and Allison did was sit there and talk to her and watch movies and talk to her. I said, whoa, outside person had to tell me that. Anyway, that's another story. So start with yourself, okay? And then understand that it is one person at a time. I mean, I can say now it's 25 plus 1,000, almost, I guess, headed towards 30,000. I ain't even checked today. I don't even check the numbers. I don't spend time checking the numbers. I don't even spend time figuring where all the money's coming from. I do the work. I'm not in pursuit of money. Like Miles Rowe said, man, you stop pursuing money. Pursue serving others, pursue the work, pursue excellence, and the money will find you because you're adding value to the marketplace. The money will find you. The money will hunt you down. It will come pressed down, running over. Hey, look, can I tell you guys a story? What time is it? Okay, I don't know what time it is. Anyway, let me tell you guys a story real quick. Friday, so some of you don't know this story. Okay, this is how incredible GS Partners really is. So Friday, I'm sitting down, and you know, Gus, now I'm less than 24 hours into this grieving situation. But I'm sitting down with the funeral coordinator, and we doing all this kind of stuff, and she went and took a little break or something. I said, well, I wonder what's happening. I hadn't really looked at my stuff. So I went back there and looked at my stuff. I said, oh, Lord. Mr. Delco validated. I said, somebody hacked into my account because Bitcoin went down about 20%. I said, oh, my God. I said, whoa, because it never went that kind of drop. Now, you know, we love it when it goes up, right? But one of the things we have to adjust to is the fact that sometimes it goes down. We love when it goes up, but we got to adjust the fact sometimes it goes down, right? Man, I'm like, whoa. Because, see, you know, the guy from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, that's a lot of money to me. Okay, I'm like, whoa. But see, come on. You got to have a lot of money to take a $50,000 hit in like a day. And you don't feel it. You don't feel it. Okay, because anyway, a lot of stuff happening. You don't feel it. I said, whoa. So anyway, I called Mr. Delk. I said, man, what's going on? I call Mr. Delk like he's my upline sometime. Well, you don't know, because I consider my business partner. That upline down and stuff mean nothing to me. Look, I know what I don't know. I know when to call somebody and say, help. First when I call, hey, man, when the world going? Man, look, man. He said, no, Tyrone. He said, just calm down. Calm down. I call him like some of you guys call him sometimes. He said, calm down. He called me and I said, calm down. I said, hey, I said, okay. And why? That was Friday. By Monday, I'm telling you, this thing you need to love. By Monday, all $50,000+ was back in 72 hours. I said, what kind of business have we got our hands on? Do you understand? You are changing world, changing people, changing the world one person at a time. I told somebody that's, look, my income is only a reflection of the people on our team who've made money. I said, when I make 100, that means a lot of folks on the team look, hey, somebody made 100, ain't gonna call no names. Okay, but some people made 60, 70, 80, 40, 20, 30, 10, 5, 4, 3, $200. Whatever it is, people made money. So anyway, I've learned, okay, that you start with self, one person at a time, that one gonna become 5 or 10 or 20. Like scripture says, one could put 1,000 to flight. All you look for is one more. You find one more that's serious like you. You're gonna look up, you got 10,000 in your group and you more than free, especially this compensation plan. You more than this. Look, by the time you get 500 to 1,000 people in this compensation plan, you're free. You're in a position to be free. So I'm telling you that right now. You ain't got to go get a zillion people to get free in this deal. That 44% that's paid out every single day of every single second, every single day, that's unheard of in the industry. It doesn't exist. Unique to this industry. 44% payout, no income, no blockage, no nothing. It's paid out every single day. And then they come and go take 14% and put in some worldwide pools you can capitalize on every single month, man. Nothing compared. I'm not going to get in. I don't want to get about the compensation plan. I want to talk about you, because everything starts with you. Okay. What's the dream? The dream is freedom. And freedom is about building long-term relationships. It's all about, folks. Okay. Mr. Delco said the best of it. He says, we get paid to build relationships. You think we're getting paid. We are paid in Bitcoin and we're paid in Ethereum to promote G99. But how do we promote those things on a long-term basis? We got to work on building the people. How you build people? You cannot build the people if you don't build a relationship with them. I've been told for the last 30 years I could be a motivational speaker and blah, blah, and go out. I said, that didn't appeal to me. I don't want to fly into town and give a pep talk and fly out and say, I hope you make it. I love network marketers. You know what? I'm going to be around to see Deion Stevens become a multi-millionaire. I'm going to be around to see Roger Williams become a multi-millionaire. I'm going to be here to see Wanda Williams become a multi-millionaire. I watch Tanisha Glass reveal freedom. And I get excited when I see on the pool. I got excited. Look, I was here when Mr. Delco had a job and quit his job. I was here when Monisha Delco had a job and quit her job. I was here to watch them for a couple of weeks, just hang out on the ocean, on the beach and snorkel and jet ski or whatever they did for that time they were away. Okay, I saw nobody, I'd have to read it in a book. I saw the growth. That's what's different, all the things we do. Okay, I've had people all week from college and high school and call me saying, what in the world? Explain to us. Okay. We know you sell some stuff because you've been there selling stuff in them pyramid things for 37 years, but we've never ever seen this kind of, we haven't seen this kind of outpouring for celebrities on Facebook. We haven't seen this kind of outpouring of affection and concern and love for celebrities who die. And I said, because you can go to a concert and watch a celebrity, but you don't know that person. You don't meet that person. They're not, look, no matter how good a basketball player was, I could meet Michael Jordan, but I was never going to be Michael Jordan. I could admire Michael Jordan from him, and I could shed a tear when Kobe died, but I didn't have a personal relationship with Kobe. I said, those folks who are outpouring is because they've listened to Val, they've heard Val, and many of them have hugged Val, have touched Val. She's been teaching for 37 years on a personal level. It's about relationships. These are folks who got a relationship. These are not starstruck people. These are people who talked to her on the phone, one-on-one, who spent time with her over the last 37 years in this journey we've been on. And they know her story. People want to hear your story. What's your story? Okay? And fame is not required. When you get out and you share from your heart with people over and over again, you're going to have a story to tell, folks. You're going to have a story to tell. And what this call tonight was about, you focus on the blessing and learning and being prepared to create a great story. We want to hear your story. And I suggest you do everything you can to make it the best possible story you can, so that your story will be told in your family, and not just your family, but maybe your story will be told around the world for years to come. For years to come. That's the story. Okay, what's your story? Are you working on creating a great story? I want to say to you, to God be the glory, create a great story. I believe my wife and I have created a fairly good story. I believe she ran a good race. I really do. To God be the glory. She's paid a serious price, ran a good race, and now she's free, ultimate freedom. And she's transitioned. And I believe that she would have us move on. Not move on in the sense forget, but continue the race, continue the journey, continue the work. Continue the work. Okay? And that goes out saying, because most of you have anyway. So with that in mind, folks, you know, I appreciate your time this evening. I hope I said something that will help you understand the bigness of what you have in your hands. And with that in mind, I know Mr. Delco's on the line. Mr. Delco wanted to say something. Mr. Nate Hines wanted to say something. I'm finished. To God be the glory, folks. Thank you again one more time. Thank you, Ms. Sherry Brown. Thank you, Mr. Matthew Taylor, for your truth. Thank you, Mr. Dante Taylor. Thank all the moderators for taking time out and really putting something together to express your appreciation for a woman that I've loved for 47 years. God bless. Back to you, Mr. Roger Williams.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Best. Wow, what a powerful dissertation. Straight from the heart, straight from the soul, straight from experience, straight from the wisdom of Mr. Ty Best. Mr. Michael Dalco, any final words from you, great man?
Yes, let me say to Mr. Best. Mr. Williams, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you fine.
Okay. It's 8 o'clock in the morning in Dubai. I'm on the Zoom with Mr. Yusuf Haidt. He wanted to just express his condolences. I'm literally looking at him. He won't get on the stream because he's kind of relaxed. He has not been to sleep tonight. And one of the things he talked about, Mr. Best, if you're still there, I'm on my phone. I don't see you.
I'm here.
There you are.
I'm here.
Okay, there he is.
I just took my camera off, trying to get together. But look, hey, Mr. Digger, but I forgot I was on Facebook Live. They caught the whole thing.
Look, if you don't get yourself together, okay? Because let me say this to you, and Mr. Haidt is right here. He's in this ear, and you're in this ear. And one of the first things he asked me, we had a kind of a one-on-one kind of conference tonight, because I'm the guy that called him and forced him to start this company. And one of the first things he said was, "How is Ty Best?" And Mr. Best, let me tell you, in the midst of having this conversation with Mr. Haidt, I had to put this earpiece in my ear just to hear the resonance in your voice. Listen, man, I don't know how you do it. I have no idea how you have the strength to do what you did tonight. This is by far and away the best talk you've ever given. And I hope it's recorded, Roger Williams, and I hope we memorialize this thing on YouTube. Every human being, not just networker, every human being. And I think Ramisha agrees with me, and I think you guys agree with me. Dr. Sergio agrees with me. Every human being needs to hear this message. I don't even know if you understand fully what all came out of your heart tonight. It is only the strength of God that allows you to have that kind of tenacity and that level of sagacity to be a blessing to other people in the midst of your grief. I told you today, I said, the world has not seen the world's greatest networker. We thought you were the world's greatest networker. Truly, tonight, you stepped all the way into that role, and second place is so far back, it's not even relevant. I love you, man. You're that dude. You're the real deal. And I'm grieving with you. If it takes 10 years, I'm gonna be right there crying with you. I don't want you to quote unquote get yourself together. That message Sherry Brown played for us today, it freed me from wondering how we're gonna move forward. Ain't no move forward. We move with. We move with. We don't move forward. We move with Valerie Best, her spirit. We move with the power and her example that she brought to this community. I don't care who sees me cry. I don't care. That's passion, that's power. Those tears, they come from God himself. So, brother, I'm with you. I got your back no matter what. You better believe that. I hope I've proven that to you. And if I haven't, I will spend the rest of my life trying.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank those, Doctor. Thank Mr. Joseph Haidt one more time, please, for me. And the folks on Facebook,
Ty Best says thank you, Mr. Haidt. He says thank you. He said he appreciates it, Mr. Best, and thank you.
Thank you. I'm not going to say anything else. I made through the whole call before I had a meltdown at the end. So, Mr. Williams, if anyone want to add anything or comment anything we can, or if not, it's your show, Ms. Tanisha Glassby. So you tell us when we're done.
Mr. Nate Hines, if you have any final words before we wrap it up, we'd love to hear from you as well.
Brother Roger Williams. Well, I'm trying to get on camera here. I tell you, Mr. Best, I don't have anything else to say because Michael Dalco he put it out there and just said it. This just wasn't just for wealth builders. This was for the world. This was, I mean, my heart goes out to you, but you brought it tonight, and like you always do. But like you said, so far beyond for the heart, and we never know why we go through certain things in our life. But you touch so many people. You touch so many people, and I'm gonna end with that. I'm gonna honor what you've done. I'm gonna end with that, and I truly, like I say all the time, I'm thankful, grateful for being your friend, you being my mentor, my coach. I am totally submitted to you, Mr. Best. Thank you so much just for being who you are, the leader that you are, and awesome, just flat out awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nate Hines. Thank you, Mr. Michael Dalco. Thank you, Mr. Joseph Height. Thank you to all of the hundreds of people that are listening live. And thank you to those who will listen to this message in times to come. Mr. Best, words are not sufficient to convey the love and the admiration and the attention and the focus that we have for the things that you say and what you have given us tonight and what you give us all the time. And I just want to personally thank you, let you know, yep, I'm with you too. I love you too. And we're turning it up. And we thank you for everything, man. Wow. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Freedom Call with Mr. Todd Best. Thank you for being with us.
Good night, everybody.